the simplest way to involve the narcissist again. The simplest way to avoid the narcissist again is actually very straightforward indeed. But of course, you ought to be asking yourself, why am I wanting to involve the narcissist again? Is it because I want answers from the narcissist? Is it because I want to tell the narcissist that I know what they are? Is it because I want them to know that I've told everybody what a low-life, miserable, excruciatingly boring, whinging, pity-playing, middle-range type B narcissist he is? Is it because the narcissist owes you money? Is it because you want to reach an accommodation with the narcissist with regard to arrangements surrounding the children? Is it because you want to take a custard pie and throw it into the narcissist's face? There will be many reasons why you believe that you want to involve the narcissist again. Perhaps you want the relationship to continue. Perhaps you want to be able to spend some time with them, feeling that you are on the outside, placed on that shelf where it's getting awfully cold and awfully dark the longer that you remain upon it. Perhaps you want to experience that exhilarating thrill of the sexual excitement that you experience whenever you engage in a sexual union with the narcissist. Whatever the reason for it is being driven by your emotional thinking, because it is not logical to want to involve the narcissist again in your life. Why would you want to involve somebody who ignores you, who beats you, who tells you that you're a terrible person, who cheats on you, who flirts with other people, who has always told you that you're not as good as your brother, who tells you that your work isn't up to par, that steals your ideas, that steals your money, that makes you feel stupid, that treats you sexually in a way that is demeaning, that roughs you up, that shakes you down, that spins you around and turns you up and side down so you don't know which way you're pointing and whether east is west and up is down? Why would you want to be involved with such an individual? You do not. And no matter what reason you believe that is a compelling one to occasion the necessity of involving the narcissist again in your life, it is the wrong reason. It is a manifestation of flawed logic, and therefore it is emotional thinking. Logic dictates, this person is a narcissist. I obey the first golden rule of freedom. I get out. I stay out. I stay out of all of those 5 arenas. You should not want to involve the narcissist again in your life. But if you want the answer to the question, what is the simplest way to involve the narcissist again, I will answer it for you. I've given you the caveat. I've given you the explanation that you should not do this. But you're adults. You make your own choices. I give you the correct, accurate, and unrivaled information. You can make a decision as to whether you wish to act upon it. Understand, it will not affect my ability to sleep a sound sleep for the 4 or 5 hours a night that I sleep. You will not have me tossing and turning, thinking, ooh, I wonder if that empathic victim from Missouri has stuck by the no contact. Or, dear me, I do hope that carrier, super empath from Melbourne in Australia, is implementing the no contact. I will never get off to sleep until I know that they are. No. I know that my work works. I know that it is entirely accurate because I know me, I know my kind, and I know your kind. And if you don't want to listen, if you don't want to apply what I tell you, then so be it. That's your lookout. The simplest way to involve the narcissist again is to think about the narcissist. To allow the narcissist access to your mind, whether it's lamenting the supposedly wonderful times of the golden period, getting yourself chewed up about the fact that the narcissist is with somebody else and wondering what they're doing, whether it's plotting and planning and scheming how to bring the narcissist down. All you have to do to involve the narcissist again is to think of us, and we are there, because that is an arena of interaction. When you allow the narcissist into your head, whether it is because you are reminded of us in some way, or we've appeared there as a random thought, or whether you are trying to make sense of what has happened to you, you are now interacting with the narcissist. You won't give us any fuel from this interaction, because it is an internal one. But you will suffer an adverse consequence. You'll become sad, upset, annoyed, irritated, furious, pissed off. And you will increase your emotional thinking, which means you will not be applying logic. And when you start to give strength to your emotional thinking by thinking about us, it wants you to keep doing it. It wants you to take more of the drug, and therefore it will try and convince you, through a variety of nefarious means, to keep thinking about us. And this is the danger. It doesn't mean just because you've thought about us that you will suddenly end up back in bed with us. But you are creating the risk that that could happen. Listen to the video, slice, slice, and slice again, for an example of how that occurs. But if you allow us headspace, if you allow us to take occupancy in your mind, we're back. You're involved with us once again. And that is the simplest way to let us back in, to allow us to occupy your minds, your thoughts. Of course, you might say, no, that's not what I meant, HG. When I thought about it being the simplest way to involve the narcissist again, I thought about it getting the narcissist to interact with me, not me to interact with the narcissist. Well, if you're looking to get the narcissist to interact with you, which means for the narcissist to talk about you elsewhere, to get the narcissist to communicate with you directly, or to come and spend physical time with you, the simple answer is, you can try, although you ought not to, and you're not guaranteed to succeed, because as I have explained elsewhere, you cannot control that which is not designed to be controlled, and if we see nothing to be gained, either consciously where greater or ultra, or unconsciously where lesser narcissist or mid-range narcissist, you will not get what you want. You can involve us again from your side, as I said, very simply, by thinking about us, and there we are. You're involved with us once again. But if you want us there, if you want us ringing or texting, there is no guarantee at all that you can achieve that. Because the wheels within wheels that are our fuel matrices, the circumstances of what is going on around us may very well dictate that even though you send a text message to us and you cause a Hoover trigger, we can just assert control over you by ignoring you. We don't want to get fuel from you. We've no need for additional character traits. There are no residual benefits we want to acquire from you. And we can assert control over you by ignoring you. Our focus is elsewhere, and our narcissism says, do not derail this golden period with this wonderful, sparkling, shiny, intimate partner primary source by responding to the crawling text of the former intimate partner primary source. Just ignore her. Control asserted. And then return to that wonderful IPPS. You can try and provoke a Hoover trigger. You can text us. You can ring us. You can wrap a note around a brick and throw it through our window. You can hover around outside our house or where we work. You can come and knock on the door or ring the doorbell. You can send flowers, a box of chocolates, the collected works of the brilliant H.G. Tudor. And all of that will cause a Hoover trigger. But whether you will actually then be hoovered is far from clear because of the multiplicity of other factors which are applicable with regard to whether we will hoover you or not. And you have no control over those. You are but one factor within many. You ought not to look to involve the narcissist with you again. The simplest way to do so is to allow us admittance to your minds. But if you want to get us back, even if it is just to try and torment us, to cause problem with us, to try and wound us, there is no simple way. Because the decision ultimately rests with us and our narcissism, and not with you. It is important that you understand that. It is important that you grapple with your emotional thinking, that you reduce it, you send it skulking into the corner. It is important to resist the lure of emotional thinking. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.